Hey guys, what's good? Back in another recap today. Sorry, this one's gonna be a little bit of a late upload. I got caught up doing some things yesterday, and I'm making this one Saturday morning. But yesterday ended up being a really good day for me. Made $3,000 in one trade. You always know it's good when you just see one trade here. That's the best case scenario, one and done. And took this trade 634, two minis, nice and easy. Was in it for 10 minutes. And now we have gone above 4,500 bucks, so my max loss limit should be frozen at zero now. So essentially I'm just building a buffer, and that is what I wanted to see. So I want to get this up to 10k. I want to take a max payout. I'm not fucking around anymore. When I use that max payout to get four more 150k accounts, because just after having these accounts for a few days, I've only ever had 50k accounts. This is like 150k account is where you start getting the money. Like you start really getting rich off this, right? Like I can risk $1,000 and not even worry about it. I can risk $2,000 and not even worry about it. So that allows me to obviously make more. Like this $1,500 day, I took some losses. That's why I didn't make that much. And this day, I could have kept trading. There was another setup I really liked, but it was Friday after NFP, so I didn't. But $3,000 was still really good. And if I build this buffer up, like the sky's the limit. So do that across 5 accounts, you could easily be seeing, I don't know, 10, 20,000 a week without a problem. And you don't really get that with 50k accounts. You don't really see the vision like that because you're just taking smaller payouts, and you can't really risk as much. So yeah, it's made a big difference for me. I just got to get more consistent, and the market needs to turn around, and then we're going to absolutely print. So yeah, let's get into the trade though. So we obviously had NFP. I don't know. Am I looking at the wrong week? Oh yeah. So here we have NFP 530 with a few other red folders, and I didn't even know about this, but we did have Trump speaking. And at 7 we had this, which was very important too. These are also red folders that don't show as red folders anymore. But higher time frame again, guys, like completely useless as usual. I just want to show you guys something before we get into this. This is crazy. I was looking at the weekly chart. So from down here, the bottom of this move, which was March 30th, I believe. So this is about just over a month and a half ago. We moved up 28%. Like, that is fucking ridiculous. 28% in like 6 weeks. Like, this is why I tell you guys don't be shorting right now, because the fact that we're moving up that much in this amount of time, like you gotta be careful shorting this, because we are really ripping. I don't know why, but we just are. And yeah, that is a crazy big move, and it doesn't have an end in sight. So today on the hourly, like I said, not much going on. We had this gap here that we kind of wicked in. We had inversed this hourly gap in London session. So again, everything was very bullish. You can consider these relative equal hourly highs, but not really. So it was close, but it was the all-time high in the New York AM. Still a good target. We had this 15-minute gap here that you can see we do end up closing above, coming into pre-market. So everything's looking super bullish. All-time highs right there. And I was kind of pissed off. I did try to full port my account that only had $50 in it. It got blown. But I was kind of pissed off because this is when it dropped right here, right? On this candle. And it wicked down like just enough to take me out. And then it went pretty much straight up after that. So that kind of sucked, but it's gambling anyways. You can't expect anything else. If I had a bigger stop loss, I would have been fine. But I only had $50, so that didn't work. But trade-wise, this worked out perfectly because it came up. It took out this all-time high, which now makes up here the all-time high. And we do get a move down. We get inversions. I bet you a lot of people wanted to go short off of this. But me, like I said, there's no way in hell I'm taking shorts. And we still come down into this 5-minute gap. And we respect it very nicely. We also had this 5-minute gap down here. Bodies didn't even touch this gap. We wicked it perfectly. So, again, I'm looking for a long. And I was very cautious on this one. This was the last gap we had on this. And I didn't wait till that far, but I waited till we got 5-minute inversion right here. That is what I waited for, and I got in right before that candle closed, so 6:34 right here. And obviously all-time highs are right there, so this was a very risky trade. This could have gone either way. I was just confident we were going to rip because we have been ripping, and I had a pretty decently tight stop, and I was just targeting up to 29,000, I believe. I could be wrong on that. We'll see in a second here. I got out at 6:45. Yeah, so I think I was maybe about 29.20, somewhere around there. Obviously, this ran a lot higher, but I took about a 1 to 1.7 on this. I think I was risking about $1,500, so my stops might have been a little bit different, and I made 3,000. So again, didn't 100% like this trade just because it was risky. You saw we did get a pullback there off all-time highs, but I figured chances are we're going to keep ripping because the only reason we even dumped was because of the news and the retrace, and then we had a very, very strong move up. So I was confident in it. Would I call it A+? Definitely not. I also forgot to mention we did sweep out this data low here. So that was another confluence. We tap into the 5-minute inversion, 1-minute inversion, 3-minute, 2-minute inversion. Mechanically, it was great, but it could have gone against me if we decided to be choppy today, right? So not 100% ideal, but not bad at all. Now, that was it for me, but I want to show you guys what I consider to be the trade of the day. It was right here. You can see we had this news candle here. Maybe it wasn't. Saw some dude posting about this. Oh, it was this trade right here. So this is what I want to consider the trade of the day. Don't know what the hell. 7 was here. I don't really know what I'm looking at, guys, to be honest, but this was a really good short. I wanted to say there was a data low here. That's why I marked it out. Might have been some sort of tweet, and you can see we clearly wanted to grab it. But we did get the sweep of this data high, and then we moved down. And maybe this wasn't as good of a trade as I thought it was, but we did get a 1-minute inversion off the top right there, and that ended up being a 1 to 2. as a short, if you're going to take a short today, I don't know what the fuck I was looking at, but it was right here. And I'm assuming this was some sort of data wick right there. I don't really want to go back and check, but we do get the 1 minute version. And if you entered after that, you caught a pretty nice trade. Obviously, you'd have to go pretty low risk taking a short, but you could put your stops there. You're going to catch a 1 at 2.5 at least. And it barely hit it, but it went straight to TP pretty much. So that was a pretty good short setup. And also taking longs off of that wasn't bad either. But at this point, I don't know. I didn't want to trade after that first one. It was just a bit too risky in my opinion with NFP and it being Friday. We did pump a lot, but I don't know. It could have gone either way at any point. So I was happy not to trade. Took my $3,000 win, called it a day. And next week we do have the good old back-to-back CPI and PPI. So be very careful on those days. That Tuesday is going to be an absolute shit show with chairman nomination vote. And then PPI the next day, again, shit show. Monday, Thursday, Friday should be good days. Just be careful Tuesday, Wednesday. And actually, Monday probably won't be that good because it will be pretty choppy due to CPI and the fact it's a no news Monday. So should be a good week though. Should be lots of volume. We'll see what goes on with the war as it seems to be ending. Might keep ripping up, but yeah, I think that's going to wrap this one up here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.